to get us all killed. Mind you, this is already the
End of the war.
end of the war, and they still want to accomplish what they started to kill the Jews. But the camp commander in Terezin saw the handwriting on the wall, and he surrendered the camp with the prisoners to the Red Cross. So the Red Cross flags were flying over the blue city. So, so then when we got there, the people lined the streets and they were crying at the sight. When they saw us, we got taken in, and we were given showers. First time we had a shower in 2-3 years.
So it was a nice treatment there.
Treatment. I was taken to a hospital over there, and there's a little gray area. I don't remember exactly the procedure, but I know I woke up and I was taken to the hospital. First of all, they showered us and kind of held us up while underwater because we were so weak. And then they put me in the hospital, and after a few days, I survived.
Okay, so when was the official liberation of Theresienstadt?
Well, a few days later, the Russians came in. Officially, they marked May the 9th, 1945. Some camps were liberated in 5th of May, but we were on the 8th of May.
Okay, so what happened?
It really didn't make much difference because we were already under the Red Cross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what happened after you were liberated?
Well, after we liberated, it really hit us hard because up to then, we hoped that our families were still alive because we didn't know anything about the camps, and we were hoping that they were in the camp which wasn't as bad as ours. How can you imagine a country like Germany would go ahead and kill women and children just for the heck of it?
So you were hoping for the best.
I was hoping to what?
You were hoping that
my family would come back, right?
Yes. Okay.
And then we found out about all the different camps, the extermination camps like Belzec and Auschwitz, Treblinka, Majdanek, and so on.
Okay, so you were sent to America soon. Talk about that. Before.
Well, after we liberated, we didn't want to go back to Poland because we knew already that our families are dead, and the Poles were not too cooperative with the Jews. In fact, they kind of helped the Germans to pick up the Jews from the streets and cities. So then there was people were going back to different countries, friends, and so there was a chance to come to the United States. And they took a group of people, of youngsters, under 21, and they sent us to New York.
And so you reached New York.
After we reached New York, they took us. We spent the day in New York, and then they sent us to Cleveland, Ohio, because they want to keep New York open. We were under the auspices of the Joint, Jewish Federation. So they want to keep New York open for future immigrants. So they sent us to Cleveland, Ohio. From there, they sent us all over the country. In Cleveland, they called up different cities and said, "We got a couple youngsters over here. Can you sponsor them?" By sponsoring means you got to give us a place to live, and so we wouldn't be a burden to the society. So there was they sent us in pairs so we can go ahead and talk to each other because we didn't know how to speak English then. So they took a They're trying to pair us, you know. So there was another guy named Wolf Finkelman and me. They paired together, and they told us, "Would you like to go to Texas, Houston?" We said, "Where's Houston?" So they showed us on the map where Houston was, and they told us there's cowboys down there. So we've been here. So we've been here since 1946. We still haven't seen any cowboys.
No cowboys.
No cowboys.
So, when you got to Houston, where were you living in Houston?
Where I was living, when we first got there, they put us in like an orphanage. Really, it wasn't an orphanage. It was a house. It used to be an orphanage, but there wasn't too many orphans. It was a house for broken families. The kids of broken families. So, like a divorce, or one of the parents died, they would take care of the kids. And then I went to school and to learn the language, and after that I graduated from high school, and I got a job, and everything was fine. And then the Korean War broke out, and I got drafted to the army. So, and then I was shipped back to Germany. So a few years after I left Germany, I was back over there. But this time it was an American uniform.
So how did you feel being shipped back to Germany?
Well, really, I didn't feel too bad. At that time, I felt good about it because it's not Germany, it was going to Korea. And going to Korea, you get shot at. And you get shot at, you might die.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, we were safer in Germany.
So in America today, have you felt like you've been able to like spread your story?
You mean my story? Well, there's lots of stories. Everybody has got a different story. You know, we have about 300 survivors in Houston. We've got 300 different stories of survival. Everybody had a little different twist.
Mm-hmm. And how have you been?
I'm not looking to write another book. There's too many books already written about that.
So, other than writing a book, how have you done it? How have you?
Well, what I was doing personally, and with a group from Houston of survivors, we formed a group called Houston Council of Jewish Holocaust Survivors, and we were going out to schools and churches and synagogues and tell them about experiences.
So you speak at schools and.
You're right. Like we go to schools, and sometimes we have like the whole ninth grade, the whole junior high school. I mean, I spoke for kids, about 1,000 of them, in the gym. And they're all very receptive and they're very surprised because they haven't heard much about the Holocaust. And what they heard sometimes is denials. And this is one thing, another thing, denial of the Holocaust. Now it became almost, it got their own name. The people say that the Holocaust never happened. It's just lots of propaganda for the Jews. This is why we feel that it's very important that as long as we can talk, to go ahead and tell the people about the Holocaust. I myself, just last week, I spoke to a group of people in the old folks home, and the average age was about 95. So we don't care how old they are and how many they are.
It's still important to spread the story.
We expect, we want to tell them what happened.
Yep, and so let's conclude, I think, but I have one more question.
Okay.
If you had any message about the Holocaust that you would give to anyone, groups, kids of children, anyone, what would you say to them? What would the message be?
Well, there's one word. It's called tolerance. You got to tolerate human beings, your fellow human beings. We all equal. One isn't better than the other one. And we all got to remember that. Everybody wants to be treated nicely. So, and something else, get involved. Don't be a bystander, because that's what happened in the Second World War. There were too many bystanders. Nobody wants to get mixed up. Nobody wants to get involved. You get involved for the right cause. Thank you.